Alright, hey everyone, so today we're going to be trying the Weird Hunter demo. And as the name might suggest, this is a weird demo. So the first thing I'm going to say is that it's very unpolished. Look at a damage number. So the translation is in AI. It's completely translated with AI. But I stuck with the game, I think, longer than most people. And I think it actually has a lot of promise and it's really cool. So I thought maybe let's do a quick run through. And maybe I can show you some of the cool stuff in here. So if you think that sounds awesome, you want to see more stuff like this, please feel free to like the video, comment, subscribe. I have 5 subscribers as of the time of making this, and 3 of them are my alt accounts. So I'd really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to be starting on hard mode because I like hard games. All right, so first things first, let's take a look at this character design. She's got that Plague Doctor look. She's got a rad hat. She looks like a Chinese Otome game character, which I suppose makes sense because this is a Chinese game. Although, I hope it's not an Otome game. Anyway, so we're getting into the combat. You can attack straight up by mashing. You can attack up or down. And that's about it for the basic attacks right now. And you also have a combo meter, kind of like Devil May Cry. Except the more hits you get, the more damage you do. Anyway, we also have skills now. These are tied to the mana, which is the blue meter under the health. And they also have cooldowns. Alright, so now we're up against the first boss, which is kind of a scripted boss. And I just have to say, I love her design. You can see like the radio waves, and they're forming like sort of a halo over her head. Kind of like the Orthodox paintings of Jesus and the Apostles. I think that's a really neat design choice, and it's very tastefully done here. But anyway, let's get into this fight. This boss is impossible to lose against. Like, officially, every time you get to 0 health, it revives you. Nobody likes scripted loss, but it's okay if it looks cool, I guess. So you also have a skill tree in this game, and you can reset your stats. For now, we're just going to go for damage and unlocking skills. You notice how like every 2D Metroidvania character has a cape like this now? It's the Hollow Knight curse. It makes me think like, what would happen if other popular games followed that trend? Like imagine after Mario, every game protagonist becomes Italian for like 5 years straight. Alright, so here we have our first like boss fight we can win against. This ice golem dude. And his gimmick is basically to try to hit you with a bunch of random stuff. Like he constantly spawns hitboxes as he goes. And yeah, he keeps doing that. Because it's hard mode, you die in like 2 hits. So he's actually not a total joke. Luckily, I've played every DMC game except the one with El Donte.
Pero llámame Dante, el exterminador de demonios. ¿A que suena bien?
Of course I died. See, it was the lack of experience of El Donte that got me. But yeah, after you die to him, you start getting these passive fireballs from one of your equipment slots, and it makes it a lot easier. So I'm pretty sure you're supposed to lose to show off like the elemental weakness. Anyway, this is where the game starts getting really cool. Evil Pac-Man. So you gotta break his chains. Starts to telegraph his attacks with the red. This is gonna be kind of hard to dodge. Yeah, so he does the balls, but you want him to be kind of closer to one of the edges. Otherwise, it's really hard to dodge that one. I'm out of practice. Okay, he's gonna come up in a second. Get a little bit more. He's staggered. Get that combo in. Okay, so this is where the fight starts getting really crazy. Alright, I died. You might think that this game seems very unfair, and I'm gonna honestly say that it is. It's very difficult to figure out, and it's very unforgiving as well. So for most people, I think maybe playing on a lower difficulty is fine. But for me, I really like how archaic and janky it is, honestly. Especially because the bosses are actually cool to fight. I like it when the games feel like genuinely like dark fantasies, and you're just supposed to deal with it, man. That being said, yeah, this game definitely could be balanced better. At the very least, I feel like other attacks should be effective other than the fidget spin. But yeah, that's that fight done with. And we're just gonna keep going, because I think it only gets better from here. As you can see, the level design is not very inspired. So this guy is really, really hard. The first time I played this, I was stuck on him for quite a while. He has chain-based attacks. He does this one 3 times in a row. First 3 are horizontal. Oh, crap. My controller disconnected. This one attacks the floor. Then he comes straight down. Get on top of him. Okay, and that's phase 1. Now he's in phase 2. This phase is a lot harder. Any one of these shots is like a one-shot. This one's really hard to dodge, but the corner is the best spot I've found. Okay, so he does a bit of a switch up. It seems like the same attack with that one. Okay, he's not doing it anymore. So in this one, you have to stand in the right spot. Otherwise, you take damage. It's a lot to talk about. Okay, so this attack does seem like the same one as before, but unlike the first one where you want to go behind him, he actually covers his back with this one. So you can't do that, and if you try to, you get damaged. Okay, he's going to try to attack the floor again. That one just attacking a field. Oh, crap. Alright, I'm really low. I'm probably going to lose now. And I got hit by the longer range attack. So with that swinging chain attack, you can actually change his range. And he really likes to switch you up with that one. You see? And he's done. My opinion, a really cool fight. But that's not it. Unfortunately, or rather fortunately, the hardest boss is still to come. And he's just right here for some reason. So the trick I found with this boss is you want to get as much damage as possible early on, because the more phases you get in deeper, just the worse it gets, honestly. Everything you're seeing now is the easiest he'll ever be. And I'm already doing terribly. Okay, so he likes to show off his pattern, but I screwed up. That's okay, though. We can still do this. Second attempt. Nearly staggered. Dealt with that pattern. Not a lot of MP, though. I found that you can actually infinite him in this corner if your timing is good enough. All right, that's phase 1 and 2 done with. Now into phase 3, the worst of them all. By the way, you actually get punished for that cutscene, because if you don't watch it, you actually get to keep your combo. And then he likes to trick you up by switching the pattern. I like how you can't even see the edge of the stage because the camera's too zoomed in. Oh, no, dude. Oh, one shot. Wow. All right, third attempt. Got hit by too many of those, but I'm trying to keep my... All right, fourth attempt. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. All right, this attack. Oh, f. All right, fifth attempt. Keep in mind, I've already fought this guy before. Oh gosh, I dropped it. Okay. And that's him dealt with. Dude, I genuinely like dropped a sweat droplet from my head. But yeah, that's that demo done with. The boss fights are just so fun and so creative, and I really liked them, and I think that the game needs to lean into that a little bit. But if they do, and they just have these really hard and insane boss fights, then maybe the linear level design doesn't matter that much. And of course, I'm assuming the full release will have a little bit more polish. Some of the songs sounded like placeholders. Obviously, the translation will be better. But yeah, if the game's more like that, I'm all in, man. I find that a lot of the time, boss fights in these type of games can kind of blend together. So I was really looking for something like what this game has to offer, where it was blending elements of bullet hells. It was blending like elements of maybe like fury. And I thought that was really cool. So I'm really looking forward to the full release. And I think that you guys can kind of see the full potential of this as well. Anyway, that's it for me. See you next time.